Okay, England against Australia then. This one is going to feel personal given the heartbreaking defeat for Steve Borthwick's men in that final moment, the final play from Max Jorgensen. I mean, a famous try. Joseph Alcuso Suali'i announced himself properly to the world. Max Jorgensen as well, given the year he's had as well since. And it was kind of the start of the regen of Australia. You wondered whether it was just a flash in the pan at that moment. Well, no, they followed it on and did really well against the British and Irish Lions. And in the Rugby Championship, that win away in Ellis Park, can they come to Twickenham again and win? Now, England should always be favourites for a game at Twickenham against Australia. I mean, really, when you think about the resources and everything, England should usually be favourites whoever the opponents are playing at home. But they certainly will be against Australia, partly because they will be anyway, but also because this is an Australia without Lenny Kitau, without Tom Hooper, without Will Skelton, who else? Without Tom Wright, who's injured. The other three are out because of they can't be selected because it's outside the international window, and they play for English clubs. I'd have liked to have seen them play. I don't want that ready-made excuse for Australia, but when you look at their team, that is the glaring omission. They are not there. So this video, just going to quickly look at the Australia team, look at how the two sides match up, predict what I think is going to happen. Let me know your thoughts in the chat down below. I'm Tim, this is Egg Chasers, and I'm currently in Wicker Park. It's one of the neighbourhoods in Chicago. When I come and travel and go to cities, and I've come to Chicago, this is my first day here, I like to get on the bus and just go and see where the real people are, where like regular folk live. The sort of place where I live in Manchester. I want to go and find those places, and there's some cool little vintage boutique stores in Wicker Park. I'm going to go to Lincoln Park as well, and then head back into town, Blues Club tonight, pizza joint, definitely, hot dog, all the rest of it, and the rugby as well, which is what I'm here for, the Ireland against New Zealand game. I've got to show you this actually, lovely statue. Someone's put a witch's broom and a pumpkin. Perfect for Halloween. Love it. I thought you'd appreciate that. Anyway, Australia. And here's a question. Has Joe Schmidt looked at the England team and counteracted it? Or did he also have a similar thought to Steve Borthwick to change up his starting and finishing front rows? It's interesting, is it? My guess would be that this isn't a reaction to England, this is just what Joe Schmidt wants to do, because most teams announce their side at the latest on a Monday of game week, and it would probably, with England announcing their team on Tuesday, I would have thought Australia have already announced their team internally by then, and it would, I don't know, if a team got announced and then you reacted to what the opposition did and changed your team after that, I think that would look like a bit of weakness on Australia's part. So I don't think that's what's happened. I think Joe Schmidt and Steve Borthwick are having similar thoughts. Angus Bell getting the starting job, so good off the bench. And he looked like he was, you know, much like with Tate McDermott. There's another player who's not available for Australia, Tate McDermott. And obviously we can get onto their fly half situation. Tane Edmed is the guy starting there. But just on Angus Bell, he was looking like a one-man bomb squad on his own. And he is starting, and him and Taniela Tupou, that looks like they're going to have a go at England from the start. And they're having a go against the two lesser experienced England props. The two England props that played in the summer against Argentina, but were not on the British and Irish Lions tour, like Ellis Genge and Will Stewart. And I mean, it looks like a serious team, even without the players that I mentioned. And it looks like a team that can get into England at set piece, scrummaging with Bell and Tupou to start with, and line out 100%, because whilst there is no Skelton, they do have Frost and Williams, who are both fantastic line out operators, usually both the number 5 player, or 4, whichever way round Australia have it, the line out kind of captain. But together, I think they can do a proper job. So set piece is going to be one massive area. I mean, it always is in international rugby, but even more so. And England have got Alex Coles as a bit of an insurance policy, but they do have, with Guy Pepper in the back row, Sam Underhill and Ben Earl, they do really only have 2 out-and-out line-out jumpers. And Australia have got quite a big pack, even without, as I say, the guys they were mentioning. Their back row is absolutely world-class. Bobby V, Rob Valentini, Fraser McRae and Harry Wilson is exceptional, and they can do some damage. And England are really stacked in the back row area, but Australia can do proper damage there. a third straight game as half-back partners for Jake Gordon and Tane Edmed. I do think Jake Gordon does a kind of Nick White kind of role, controlling the game. He can snipe and stuff, but actually he's just got a really good tactical kicking game, and he needs to take a lot of the gameplay responsibility off of Tane Edmed's shoulders, because I just can't. I just can't see Tane Edmed being on a team that wins in England. I don't know. Hey, look, you can clip that little moment up when they go and do it again at Twickenham. I'm not going to rule it out, because Australia are class, but I just, you know, England fans are having debates about which one of the 3 fly halves in the squad, and you can also add Owen Farrell to that list, 4 like genuinely exceptional fly halves, and Australia can't seem to muster one right now, and that's going to be a big work on. And then when you don't have Len Ikitau outside you, who's a bit of a get out of jail free card for Australia, if in doubt, give it to Len Ikitau. Hunter Paisami is kind of, if you ordered Len Ikitau on Temu, Hunter Paisami is what would turn up. Although I do still think he's very good. And Harry Potter, Andrew Kellaway, good players, but Tom Wright is absolutely elite and one of the best fullbacks in the world. So if I look at a combined team, so if you took all 23 England players, you took all 23 Wallaby players and put them together in one side, what would it look like? And to me, it looks like this. And interestingly, I go with both Wallaby props, both English locks, and an entire Wallaby back row. So we're going into, I mean, fair play, we're going into an England-Australia game with 5 Wallabies as the starters in a combined pack out of 8. That is relatively unheard of in recent years, and I think that speaks to where Australia have got themselves, what they're capable of, and they can certainly do some damage. England's halfbacks, Australia's centres, I mean, that Suali'i against Tommy Freeman matchup is brilliant, because Tommy Freeman's played against Wales at 13. He's slotted in there a few times, you know, during matches, but this is only his second game starting with a number 13 on his back. But then go back a year, and Suali'i was in exactly the same boat, and he took to it like a duck to water. I've got a feeling Tommy Freeman will as well, and so this battle could be a battle that we're going to see for years to come, because they're both elite players. So I'm looking forward to that, and both big boys as well. Some big units in the back lines. Looking forward to Suali'i against Freeman. Paisami is not as good as Ikitau. Dingwall is unproven at this level, so that's a hard one to call. So I've gone with Paisami, who's got 30 odd caps to his name, and I've gone with Suali'i because again he's just got more experience in the number 13 shirt and he's brilliant. Defensively, if Tommy Freeman can click, I think he can. Defensively, I think Suali'i can get exposed a little bit. And on the wings, I've gone one each. Max Jorgensen has had an amazing year, and Emmanuel Faye-Waboso had an amazing 2024 before he got injured. So that's going to be ace. And I've gone for Freddie Stewart on the bench, on the fullback, but on the bench, all England, and that looks to me to be the decisive area of this game. The bench. I think Australia have usually finished games strongly, and that might be what Steve Borthwick was thinking about, trying to counteract that. And in fact, Andy Farrell, when I was at the Ireland Hotel here in Chicago earlier today, he stressed how important early in the November series, when your team hasn't played particularly well, he emphasised even more than normal how important the bench is in these early games. So I think Steve Borthwick and Andy Farrell might be thinking alike there, and that might be why England have stacked their bench and got British and Irish Lions coming off it. So I think that's going to be too much for Australia. I think England will win. And the interesting areas I'm looking at is obviously the fly half for Australia, the centres for England, and tactically what they both do, because Joe Schmidt is a very, very shrewd tactical coach, and Steve Borthwick is obviously cooking up something with a 6'5", 6'6" fullback and 2 6'4" guys in the back line in Freeman and Roebuck, and George Ford, who does an amazing spiral bomb. I think we could be seeing a bit of Aussie rules at Twickenham, but we will see. Looking forward to it. I'll be watching the game from here in Chicago. It'll be early morning where I watch this, but just so you don't miss any of the content on the channel, hit subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. I'll see you on the next one.